Oh, welcome back, Blade fans. This old sword with you. And we have another one today from QSP. There's their motto, better knife, better life. Hey, that's a good one for us knife lovers, right? So let's see if it's a better knife and what we've got inside. I've now reviewed, I think, 3 QSP knives. And as usual, we have a very neat card that almost fully describes the knife. We're going to get back to that. Nice box with a magnetic flap. And inside, if we can extract it, we have the QSP Locust. And if you look at the shape, it looks like a grasshopper, which is basically the locust family, right? Locusts aren't highly regarded in the world because they tend to produce famine and they can be pests and fly in hordes, about as much as I know. Before we open it, we've got some neat features, such as a blued titanium clip. Just checked it. It's not steel, it's titanium, which is nice. And on this one, you have a very nice gray micarta, or kind of a canvas micarta, I would call it. Got a lot of texture to it, and an interesting millwork that emulates the scales, I guess you'd call them, of the Locust. There's the QSP triangular symbol, T8, and it is a flipper. And there is the Wharncliffey sheepsfooty kind of a blade, straight edge, two-tone black, and a nice satin. The steel on this one, original ones were being done in D2. This is VG10. Minimal branding, small QSP there. Pretty effective jimping considering it's a coated blade, at least in that area. Nice jimped release, smooth on bearings. We can back out just a little. Here we have the full interesting shape of the knife. So have an interesting design feature here, which is the elongated sheep's foot. And then here we have the mirror image of it, which is kind of nice. And that little flip up in the back there, the Locust's tail. Got jimping here, which can be effective if you're holding it in the point down grip. And we do have weight relieving inside. Quite a good amount of it on, a little bit on the liner side and a lot on the show side. Okay, so I'm going to put that knife there. Then we're going to refer to the card for the specs. So you can freeze frame that. And then I'm going to read them off to you. So we've got an overall length that's a long knife of 8.75 inches or 222 millimeters. They're calling the handle laminated flax. Okay, so it's a flax-based micarta, which is just the fabric being used as the base. Japanese VG10 for the steel. Blade length of 3.875 or 98 millimeters. Handle length of 4.875 or 124 millimeters. The handle height, top to bottom, is 1.18 inches. And the only thing that they don't put on the card is, well, how about the weight? Let's see if we got a weight. They give mainly dimensions. I'm not seeing a weight and I'm not seeing a thickness, so let's do both. Let's see if we can bring the scale out here. Got it packed up with its cover on it. All right, so for a weight on the Locust, 3.78 ounces. Not bad at all for a large knife. And let's get handle and blade thickness. Sorry, I got a locust in my throat there. Try that again. Get it right there. Call it 0.61 inches. So relatively thick, relatively wide. And we'll leave it closed and get the thickness at 3.5 millimeters. So pretty robust and pretty light for its size. And let's see if we can finger flick it. Haven't tried it yet. Sort of got it. It's a small hole. I can definitely roll it out with the thumb. And I can flick it out with the thumb. And I know I can middle finger flick it. Let's try it one more time. There we go. Success. It's nicely chamfered around the circumference of that hole, so you don't have a sharp shoulder like Spyderco gives you. So a little more of a challenge. But yeah, you can definitely roll it out with the thumb. Yep, you can fail it too. The detent, I wouldn't call it weak, but it's light. But it makes for an easy action. You can push button it, or you can light switch it. Let's take a quick look at it for comparison next to another QSP knife that I reviewed quite a while ago. This is the Gavial. They like their animal names. So this is Gavial is a form of crocodile with an extremely long snout that's mainly a fish eater, by the way. So I'm told. The Gavial is a comparably sized knife, almost exact. It's slightly longer, with about the same blade length. I think a bit longer blade length, very close to 4 inches on the Gavial. But it's set up similarly. You've got the same two-tone with the brush finish, satin finish there, and the black flats. Only this one is a D2. You can see that on the tab. Same setup with the hole, though. They like to do that. And that's even a little harder to open with the finger flick. Seems to have a little stronger detent. And you know, these are going to vary from copy to copy of any knife. Well, there it is next to the Griptilian. It's definitely a larger, longer blade than the Griptilian. And how about the Rat 1? Very close. I'd say exact. Same overall length as the Rat 1. Rat 1's definitely feeling a little heavier though. So interesting knife. Great budget knife. I think White Mountain, the price was, and I don't have it handy, which is unfortunate, but I think these are going in the $60 range, which is really not a bad price for what you're getting. So we have the QSP Gavial, not Gavial. I have the QSP Locust. QSP Locust. I did have the Gavial out earlier. And make sure that you give this a like, and don't forget to subscribe. Hope to see you back soon with more stuff. Be well.